Okay, now we're going to go over the different sights you're going to encounter. Now we're going to do a quick review on how the ammunition changed. As you remember, I did a video on the 8mm ammo. The original ammo, and I found something that broke it down here, would be the 7.92 by 57i, the original ammo, was this bullet here, which is a .318 diameter bullet, weighs 226 grains, and leaves the gun at about 2,000 feet per second. Then in 1905, they went to a spire point flat base, which is like this. I don't have an original example, but this cast bullet is close to it. And this bullet was a bigger diameter of 323 thousandths of an inch, and it was 154 grains, and it traveled at 2,800 feet per second out of the 88 commission rifle. Then the ammunition we're all familiar with and what most surplus ammo is loaded with, they call this the 7.92 by 57 IS 1934. And this is kind of what the standard has been, and a lot of your surplus ammo is loaded with this bullet. Again, it's a 323 inch diameter, and it's a 197 grain bullet with a boat tail. The 150 was a flat base with a boat tail, and it travels about 2,400 feet per second. Now, with all these bullets in use, which would be like World War I, and then World War II, which these guns were used by the Turks and that into World War II, they changed the sights. So now we're going to take a look at some of the different sights and the different changes, try to get an idea. Alright, the front sight is basically the same on all of them. It's a blade on a little block that you can drift over from one side to the other. All the changes were actually made to the rear sight. Now this here is off my one older gun, which is about as original as it gets. And this is, you can probably see the numbers clearly, this is for the original ammo. Okay, you notice the number 18, 16, and that's how you can tell. Now this sight has a piece broken off. I have it on this one. Can't quite see the numbers that clear, but what it had on the original sights, much like that, is a little flip-up leaf sight here in the back. That would flip up. It's broken off on that one. And as they changed the sights, they removed this. The very early guns will have this little leaf sight on there, and the carbines will too. And again, you can tell by the numbering. You can't see the numbering clearly on this. Now the next gun, stop. Now most of the changes were done to the rear sight. I have two original examples. One here is worn so you can see the numbers clearly. This top number is like 18, and then this notch up here is 20,005. The reason I have another one here is this sight has it broken off. There's a fold-up leaf sight on the original older ones. This one here is broken off, but that's the same sight there. Now, when they adopted the lighter bullet, it changed everything. And you'll find the sights where they were flat like this were machined out and then renumbered. The leaf was removed and wasn't used anymore. And the sights were renumbered, where 20 is this upper notch, where it used to be 18 here. And that little notch at the top there is no longer present. I believe this one is would be the 05 modification. I believe this is a German modified sight, because the gun has no Turkish markings. Now, when the guns were given to the Turks, we'll look at one example of how the rear sight was changed. All right, when the Turks were given the guns around World War I, they modified the rear sights to this style, the numbering, which they used, and you'll find a lot of them with this Turkish Middle Eastern style language numbering on it. And then later on, as they refurbished the guns, there was a big program in the 30s where they refurbished the guns, and if you look at this even has a deeper groove. This gun has Turkish markings on it. The Turks went to the standard numbers like everyone does. So you'll find the guns numbered different ways, and you really can't tell if somebody's assembled this from parts, if this is a Turkish or a German sight or whatever. But these sights are, usually these Turkish ones are right on at 100 yards, and the little leaf is not missing. They did away with that. That was gone. So that's basically your sight variations, and it's those are the different type of sights you're going to run into. The Turks went and numbered them like that. Then, as you can see, this is deeper. They cut it in deeper and renumbered it again. So that's your sight variations.